Thing about being the trailblazer, you're gonna smell like smoke.
Going city to city, we turning corners. When you were trailblazer smelling like smoke, pay attention to the jokes. Success tried to warn us. Motivation, conversation, captivating the coach. Performing arts, it's the heart, so we gotta watch the vote. All my dreams out of mind, out of sight. They standing on my left cause they can't get right. You know what make them wonder every time I turn the corner.
Different services. So we just going to church there. Our pastor ended up going on stage, on to the pulpit or whatever. And he preaching, right? And he's like telling everybody, all the congregation, to like kind of put their hands up and get hype for the Lord. So he ended up like telling us, he's like, yeah, if you want the Lord to bless you, just reach your hand in the air and say God or whatever. But when he reached his hand in the air, as a ceiling fan. Bro, oh my God, he put his hand down so fast, bro. That was me and my cousin was dying laughing, bro.
That's funny. It's
He's
like God,
just reach
God
your
said,
hand.
don't bother me.
Yeah.
I said, don't bother me.
He thought he lost him, boy. He thought he lost him, boy.
Hey, hold on. So what was his reaction? Did he kind of play it off? Or?
Well, shoot, he brought it down and he just kept it going, bro.
That's funny. You know what?
We was dying laughing, bro. Me and all my cousins by each other just dying laughing.
So what's funny about that, okay, you kind of helping me out right here. Have there ever been a time on stage where something went wrong, but you knew you had like something happened in the audience or happened with you, like you forgot your next joke, but you know you had to keep going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I got a couple moments like that, actually. I can think on 3 occasions. Like, first one occasion was when I was trying to film my little special, comedy special.
Not your little comedy special.
Yeah.
Your special.
Yeah, my special.
Yeah, don't downsize it. Come on.
Yeah, for sure. My special. But yeah, well, it was the start. It was my first one, it was the start. So I was kind of nervous about it and all this and that. But then everything was going good. I was getting laughs. I was doing my thing. I was doing well, actually. And then one of my friends, one of my close friends from my neighborhood, bro, decided to want to heckle me and be on the camera.
Come on, man.
Yeah, and then it caught me off guard.
Wait. It wasn't planned?
It wasn't even
You
planned.
knew you was recording.
And I'm recording it. And I'm like, bro, I just didn't understand why, bro. And then to this day, I was like, I still wasn't mad at him about it. I wasn't upset about it, nothing. I was like, yeah, I got another show. I'm gonna try to do it. I'm gonna try to do my special. But he, I guess, didn't see it that way.
You know what?
But it made me have to think on the fly and kind of because I didn't want to be mean to him, because I could have turned to the real mean comedian and just tore him up, what I'm saying, and wasted all that time. But at that particular moment, my goal was to just produce jokes. I didn't want to do any kind of crowd work. Yeah. I didn't want to do none of that. I just wanted to produce jokes on this special. And when he kind of interrupted that, it kind of messed up the wave on what was already going as far as my filming was concerned, because I was turning them up. And then it got to that point to where he wanted to heckle me and be seen. And
was he drunk?
I don't know what it was. I don't know. And to this day, I still don't know what it was, bro. But there was like a moment to where I was like disappointed. I was like, dang, bro, are you really my friend type? So. But yeah, that made me I even paused on stage. I was like,
yeah, because you about to turn to a different person.
Yeah. So it was crazy, man.
You know what's crazy about that is that people don't understand, when you do shows like that or whatever, your mind is going. Yeah. Not just the next joke. You're thinking about, did the last joke hit? How many minutes have I been on stage? Yeah. The lights ain't right. This mic keep popping. All kinds of stuff going through our head. And then you want to heckle me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I remember I filmed a show called, it's on YouTube, matter of fact. I shouldn't say this, right? That's the name of the special. I shouldn't say this, right? And I had, an hour set. But my opener went over by 15 minutes. He went over, so they flashed the light. It was sold out. So although it was sold out, they flashed the light, get off stage. He kept going. Well, it got to a point where I started walking towards the stage Because I'm like, bruh, we got to be out this club at a certain time, and they're going to charge me. You know what I'm saying? Then after he finally got on stage, oh, my bad, dog, my bad. I was like, bruh, just leave. Don't say nothing else to me. Right. Don't leave. Just leave because now I got to go to the back. There's 2 more comments coming up. Matter of fact, George Red Speaks. He came to San Antonio and did the show. Drunk as hell. Yeah, George was drunk as fuck. Yeah. George was drunk as fuck.
That's my guy. Shout out, Red.
That's my dude. That's my dude. But
I took him with me. He did a corporate with me.
You know what I'm saying? But funny comedian. But what was crazy is I had to go to the back, and now all my jokes that was flowing, I take this joke out, take this joke out. All right, that's 7 minutes. And what people don't understand is now you added another layer of pressure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So I'm saying all this to let people know we don't like hecklers.
Right, bro. And then especially don't like hecklers if we trying to record a special, bro. Like, and then like when we trying to record a special, we want it to be perfect. We want the filming to be done right. We want the set to be tight and crispy, and the flow to be natural. That way we can present it to other outlets like Netflix and Hulu and places like that. So for future references, if y'all want to be a heckler out there, go be a heckler at your job, bro. If you work at McDonald's, heckle your other job members, and if you work at Office Depot, go over there and heckle, bro. Don't come to no comedy club trying to heckle, especially when we doing a special, man. That's crazy.
Now, I kind of went over a little bit, but it's kind of a very specific question, and I stole this from the movie with Sanaa Lathan and Taye Diggs.
Love and Basketball?
Yeah, no, not that one. Not that one. No, that's when he said, when did you fall in love with hip hop?
Okay.
Right? So my question is, when did you fall in love with comedy? And when did you fall in love with the stage? Because it's 2 different entities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I fell in love with comedy, like I would actually say the first time I ever did a show. And that's back in 2014 was my first show ever, you know.
Oh wow, for real?
Yeah.
Well, you've been grinding, bro.
Yeah. So
okay.
And that was at Addison Improv. So I took some mentorship from Dean Lewis, and I got on stage at Addison Improv, and when I say like I murked the stage, like it was like the best feeling in the world for it to be my first time ever, and then I crush it like that, bro. Like that's when I fell in love. Like I was like, oh yeah, I gotta have this. Yeah. I gotta have this energy, this adrenaline. It's like something about it.
Like a drug almost.
Yeah, it's like something about it that I really needed. And that's when I fell in love. And then I fell in love with the stage. I would say the following year after that is when I fell in love with the stage. Is when I figured out that it's not the end of the world when I have a bad set.
Yeah,
that's when I fell in love with it, because I had a bad set that following year, and then I went right back at it the next day and did well, and I was like, oh, it wasn't the end of the world.
Yeah.
Now I really gotta have this. Like now I want it, you know, and that's when I like was hungry for it, and I like chased it, and I just like was like wanting to eat it up, and bro, I like study comedy, bro, like with a passion. Like when I say with a passion, I used to like. Well, I don't do it now because I got some advice that some comedy could like rub off on you and whatnot. They haven't rubbed off on me yet because I don't look at comedy like that. I look at it more from like a student.
You said what now? What you said?
Well, somebody gave me advice that if I watch other comedians, then their comedy can rub off on me, you know. Okay. But it never did. It never did. I could watch a million comedians and never rub off on me because I watch comedy as a student. I don't watch to go and be entertained. I watch to study their pauses and their stage presence and their joke setup and their surprise factor or their writing style. Yeah. And that's how I watch comedians as more like a student to comedy. So like, after that, man, I just fell in love and I just was hungry for it. And to this day, I just like chase it and I always want it. And then when I don't have it for a while, like I would say like if I don't do a show for like a week, which I'm always doing shows every week. But if I don't do a show for a week or whatever reason it may be, I just feel like I'm lost now. I'm like, oh, I gotta figure out. I gotta get back to the stage. Like I'm sad or I'm I don't know.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Because the thing about it is, and me and RJ Prince were just talking about this. It's almost an addiction.
Yeah, bro, it is.
You know what I'm saying? And I know me, like during my transition from San Antonio to Dallas, I remember I didn't know anybody. Yeah. Like I knew a couple of people, but I didn't know them, you know what I'm saying, for them to vouch for me, whatever. Yeah. And I remember I went to the Hyenas out this way.
Dallas.
And yes, in Dallas. And when I tell you the first time I went up at 2:00 in the morning, I was second to last. But I signed up like early. Yeah. And then the second time I went up, I was like maybe 1:30. And I was like, say, man, I was watching all these dumb, corny comics and stuff like that. But then I had to humble myself. I'm like, well, you got to pay your dues.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And one thing I like to ask comedians, because it might be somebody that's watching that's a comedian, or maybe they're thinking about being a comic. What do you do? What do you mean? What do you think it means to pay your dues? Because some people think, oh, I need to get paid every show. I got to do this. I got to be a headliner. I'm like, bro, you only got 3 minutes worth of jokes. You know what I'm saying? But what do you think about that?
I think and pay your dues mean in retrospect and like see your work ethic, basically. Because like other comedians can see your work ethic. I could see if you getting booked and you doing shows or you always in open mics, then you doing your job because you in open mics and you working out new jokes and you basically paying your dues. Like you working out, you don't mind going up at 2 a.m. because you paying your dues. You working out. You dedicated to comedy, and you're not dedicated to your self-worth, but you're dedicated to comedy. Meaning that it's not about you. It's about how good you can be in comedy or how great you can advance in comedy. So that's like paying your dues. And I never had a problem with paying my dues. Like I know when I first started doing comedy, I didn't mind being in the comedy club because even when I was there late, I'm there talking to other comedians. I'm learning. I'm immersing myself in a comedy environment, and I'm just becoming a comedian. So I didn't mind paying my dues. I didn't mind doing what I was supposed to do because I watched so many documentaries and I watched so many comedians like Red Fox and Richard Pryor and all these other documentaries about comedy. And I'm like, man, this is how it's done. Like you gotta pay your dues. Like I know there's other ways and other outlets now with social media and all of that. But when I started doing comedy in 2014, my first show in 2014, that's what I consider paying your dues. It's just your work ethic.
And social media is good. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Especially now that people, it kind of seem like the clubs look at who's popular instead of who's funny now.
Right.
But it's nothing like a live crowd, you and that crowd going at it.
Yeah.
And what people don't understand, we are almost like, I hate to use the word sorcerers, but it's like we're able to take whatever you got going on in your life and make you laugh.
Yeah.
Just for a minute. Like we're going to pause just for a minute and we're going to make you laugh. I don't know you. Right. I don't know what you've been through. I don't know what type of background. You can be a stone cold racist. Right. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm funny,
I'm going to make you laugh.
I'm going to make you laugh. And it seems like it just softens people's hearts because they're like, oh, that's the old boy right there. And it's like I didn't even realize some of us, we're creating memories for people. So we'll do a show or whatever, and then you'll see somebody like, yeah, man, me and my girl, we was going through it that night, but man, you made my day. You know what I'm saying? It's a great feeling, bro.
Yeah, it's a great feeling, especially when you can control and manipulate the environment and you're on stage and you see a person or you see a couple or you see a mixed racial couple or whatever, you can kind of manipulate the environment and create jokes. And yeah, we do create memories, man. Like I've done a lot of corporate gigs where they're like, man, we're going to have you back. And I've been back every year with them, man, because I'm creating memories and I'm engaging the audience and we having fun. It's really not even a comedy show anymore. It's just a big party or a big gathering, and I just got the mic in my hand, you know. So it's situations like that not only do they remember, but you remember. You like, oh man, I had some good shows, and even if it wasn't recorded, because this show wasn't recorded, you still remember it. It's like a a photographic memory that'll always be in your mind that you did well and you pleased some people for this very moment.
So let me ask this right here, and I don't want you to talk about anything that's going to conflict of interest or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I've heard other comedians talk about doing corporate gigs, mm-hmm. like doing colleges, and mm-hmm. People think you just got to be at a comedy club. It's other rooms where you can go to, right? Yeah. So if you don't mind, talk about the corporate thing, because I know myself, I did one corporate gig a long time ago. They pay good and they pay on time. Yeah. Oh my God, they pay on time. You know what I'm saying? But one, how did you fall into that? And then two, your comedy got to be different.
Yes.
And you know what I'm saying? Because everybody can't do a corporate gig.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, those corporate gigs, they're they're very difficult to book though. But once you book it, it's up to you to keep that booking, and that's how corporate gigs work. They're gonna always want to go with the person that they most familiar with and they most comfortable with. So if you get a corporate gig and you go up there and you do your thing and you make the crowd feel comfortable with you, they're gonna book you every year. They have an event, and trust me, they're gonna have the event every year. Yeah. So. Corporate events are very difficult to book, but most of them, how my corporate bookings go, is basically word of mouth, and that's basically how most of all of my booking. Because my booking is different. Because I tell people that God my agent, because that's how I be.
I like that. I like that.
You know, I get booked just because God is he. That's what he want to do.
But that's cool though, because sometimes, listen, man, and I tell people, man, sometimes, and this ain't against you, I'm just saying sometimes it's just about who you know.
Yeah, and who you are really, because because if you're a nice person, bro, and you a good person to be around, bro, like people gonna talk about you, and I know people they don't want people to talk about, but people can talk about you in good ways and bad ways.
Yeah.
And I don't mind people talking about me. That's how people get to know me, because if somebody talk about me and say something negative or say, oh, Komedian KG mean, and then all of a sudden I meet them and I'm all nice, then they can be like, oh, they were lying, Yeah. So it's all gonna come out, So it's just all about really you being a likable person. That's what I want. Yeah, just be a likable person. Yeah. You don't have to be mean to nobody. You don't have to diss no other comedians. But I would never put another comedian name in my mouth or diss another comedian or another entertainer for that matter. Yeah. I can say my opinions on who my favorite comedian is and who not my favorite comedians, but I'm not dissing a comedian. But just being a likable person will most definitely get you booked in those corporate gigs. And then once you get it, just immerse yourself in the community of that gig in that moment, and then they're gonna remember you for a lifetime, man. And you're gonna always have it.
You touched on something, man. That's I think is important, because we live in different times now. We see a lot of beef with comedians, and it seems like people always had beef. We're human, right? So football players and basketball players, we're no different than anybody else. This person might not have liked this person or whatever. But it seems like after Cat Williams, a lot of stuff started coming out. It started trickling down. Right. And us in the comedy world, we already knew. There's haters. There's, this person don't like you because you getting booked, or they don't like you because something happened 20 years ago in high school. They still mad at you, right. Whatever. So you kind of talked about it a little bit, but what do you think about comedy beefs, where here we are, we're supposed to be the ones to make people feel good, but now it's almost like there are comedians that's making a whole living on bashing other comics.
Right.
And this is crazy to me.
Right. Honestly, I just think that because as smart as comedians are, we want gratitude and we want praises, because that's what we live on. We live on gratitude and praises from our fans and our audience. So if another comedian reaches out and lends a hand to a comedian, all the comedian really wants is a thank you or I truly appreciate it. You know, they don't really, uh, they don't, it ain't really not a beef until that's not available. And that's all a comedian really wants. And from me looking at the Cat Williams video and all of that, I think that's pretty much all a comedian really wants is like, man, I appreciate you for lending that hand, or I appreciate you for putting me on the show. I appreciate you for putting me on your tour, or just a congratulations or a thank you, or just some kind of gratitude, man. And when we don't get that as a whole, we feel unappreciated by the particular individual in regards to who we're referring to. So that's all. I mean, that's just where I think the beef originally stemmed from, because comedians, like, let's say me and you, we started out doing comedy together, right? Mm-hmm. And we become real good friends. We writing buddies. We writing jokes together and all this and that. And you give me ideas, and then I give you ideas, and all of a sudden, we go our separate ways. But we do good, you know, or whatever. And you do a joke that we wrote about, but I did a joke that we wrote about, and you say it's your joke, and I'd be like, no, I wrote that joke. Instead of doing all that, just go talk about the joke, bro. Just go talk about it. You know, like y'all used to be writing buddies. Yeah. You know, so I think it's just people don't really know how to be adults, you know.
You know what? And it's funny you said that, because one, I think everybody should have a writing buddy. Mm-hmm. You should have somebody that we can bounce ideas off of or whatever. Yeah. But the other thing I'm learning is, I guess it's just a human thing. Yeah. Because some people can get jealous because, like, for instance, me. I'm gonna put the camera on me. I'm a jerk sometimes. I'm a real live jerk. I am working out my trauma on stage sometimes. But I realize I'm gonna get a certain amount of people that's gonna like me because he says what it was on his mind. On his mind. But I was gonna have some that part. But I'm a Corey Holcomb fan too, so that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But then there's the other side where I'm like, damn, Ray, you went too hard. Like, you didn't have to go that goddamn. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so I'm learning there's a balance. Sometimes you got to protect the brand.
Are you referring to on stage?
On stage, I give no fucks.
Okay.
On stage, I give no fucks.
Oh, you talking about your everyday life?
Man, listen, bro. So even right now, as we're filming, there are people fussing at me because I'm talking about wigs. I fucking hate wigs. I hate wigs with a passion because I like us to look like us. Yeah. And people get so mad, I can't believe you don't. Listen, if black men wore wigs to make themselves feel better, if we wore a white man's hair on our head, they would kill us. They would kill us. We already got to be 6 feet and make $100,000 a year. We can't have no kids, but we got to take care of yours. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, listen, I get it. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. But I also understand that sometimes that hurts me with booking. So if I'm mad at my writing buddy, what we was talking about, if I'm mad at my writing buddy because he's likable and he's getting more gigs than me, right. Maybe if I'm a real friend, I need to go to him and say, bro, what are you doing? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, what are you doing?
Hey, my writing buddy. Hey, we buddies. Hey, give me some pointers. Give me some advice on how you dealing with corporate comedies. Just give me some advice. That's it. Bro. And that's enough gratitude for the other comedian. Like, oh, dang, he coming to me for advice. Now I feel even more humbled that another comedian is coming to me now. You know.
Well, okay, but KG, you're a different kind of person.
Yeah, yeah, for real.
Because let's be real. Some people would look at that as, oh, this nigga coming to me, trying to get something from me. I must be bigger than him. No, bro, I'm trying to learn the game.
Yeah.
You know, so let's be real. Every comedian ain't what we think they are.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so in that reference, you do gotta extend hand that's given to you. So
it depends, and you gotta watch your company.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you said some earlier about like different styles. Like, you know, you watch comics because of you just love comedy. Yeah. Some people will literally watch comics and try to steal the jokes.
Yeah.
That's why I really don't like open mics, because I've seen it. I've seen it, bro. They sit there, they're trying to remix your joke. Or, better yet, they'll watch a white comic and then perform the white comic's jokes at a black club.
Yeah. And or you could be a white comic and try to perform a black joke at a black club.
Yes, which never works. Because black folks be like, bro, we know the game.
So how I envision my comedy is just me. I feel can't nobody imitate me because like I'm so spontaneous on stage. I'm so like I like to write a joke out. Like I like to actually write a joke out. So like I see other comedians, I know comedians that write jokes and that comedians that don't write. I could tell because I write jokes. So when I see comedians that don't write jokes, I mean they be funny, yes, but in some instances they when it's time to hold a crowd for a long time, it becomes difficult for them. And I feel like that is when other comedians start panicking and want to steal jokes and all this and that, because I've heard it and I experienced seeing it live. But I got a style of comedy to where I feel like it can't even be imitated because I didn't learn it from nowhere. You know, I didn't get it from nobody.
Life.
I kind of like struggled with even trying to find my own stage presence or try to find the stage presence that every other comedian will have. Yeah. And most of them have that calm and natural cadence on stage to where they just doing like they're doing a TV interview or whatnot, you know, that calm cadence. And I just can't find myself to be that way. I'm like an entertainer or entertaining comedian that actually write jokes out, you know. So I just feel like I can't even be imitated, even if somebody tried. I got a different personality.
You know what? And I'm glad you brought that up because unfortunately, a lot of us aren't comfortable with who we are as humans.
Right.
Not just comedy. We're not comfortable with who we are as a human being.
For sure.
So we move with the crowd, right? Yeah. And every comedian that I've ever witnessed, like for instance, I tell people all the time, I don't personally believe, I'm getting in trouble for this, that Richard Pryor is the funniest comedian I ever heard.
I don't believe that.
But he's my GOAT. He's my GOAT because he's the first comedian that was very transparent. He talked about his life. He talked about, you know, everything he's went through with his mother and the neighborhoods and all the other stuff. To me, that's what made him the GOAT. To me, my GOAT of all comics is always going to be Eddie Murphy. You know what I'm saying?
Can I tell you my GOAT?
Okay, go ahead.
Because that's a good GOAT. But my GOAT is Red Fox.
Okay.
Red Fox is one of the most intellectual people that you can ever even imagine to have met. Because I wish I could have met him. Because like I've studied him and I looked at, he write jokes. He write children's jokes, jokes about animals, jokes about adults. Yeah, he played Las Vegas for years, but when you look at his writing style, like he write jokes, and that what attracts me to him because he actually write jokes, and that creates longevity as a comedian. Yeah. So that's my GOAT only because of those reasons, but not taking away from Richard Pryor being everybody else's GOAT, and Dave Chappelle is one of the funniest too as well. But like I said, that's just all opinionated, you know, and subjective.
But you know what? And just if we can stay here for a second, I like what you're saying because you have a reason. Yeah. A lot of people say, "Oh, Richard Pryor, why? Man, because he was the funniest." No, he wasn't.
Right.
So what's the real reason? Because everybody else was saying it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's other comedians that was just hilarious. Robin Williams, funny.
Oh my God! See, that's
like one of the funniest people I've ever seen.
Sleeping on him
was Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers is a GOAT. Whoopi Goldberg was a GOAT. Like
you're hitting them over the head.
You know what I'm saying?
Bangers, bro. All the bangers.
But they don't, you know, George Carlin, like
George Carlin.
And I'm like, bro,
Lenny Bruce, bangers, bro.
I'm like, see, but again, people don't know why. But if you study comedy, like Red Fox, Brown Paper Bag. That's one of the best comedy albums I've ever heard. Only one that beats that is was it Bicentennial N-Word with Richard Pryor.
That's the one.
But again, it's like you gotta study the art. You know what I'm saying? And you can't. And I will say, sometimes you'll find yourself sounding like your idol. You know, Kobe acted like Jordan sometimes.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that Kobe still wasn't Kobe.
Right.
But sometimes, like I told you earlier, and I meant this shit. There are times I'll be on your page, I'm like, oh, that was smart.
Yeah.
Oh shit. And then I start posting more stuff on my comedy page because I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? But I'm mad enough to come to you and say, fam, nigga, you doing your shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But to me, it's not. It's competition, but it's friendly competition. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's why like I wanted you to be on the show because I'm like, I've never met him, but I steal so much of his ideas and oh, okay, so he did. Okay, so he do it. Oh, that's smart. And then I listen to your sets. I'm like, oh, that boy smooth. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody gonna be on the show. Ain't funny. Give a damn how many followers you got. You ain't funny. You ain't gonna be on the show.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
Yeah. Because let's be real. Let's tell the truth. Mm-hmm. You ever be around comics and you can tell the DNA of a comic?
Yeah.
Because you can be like you might be funny at a cookout.
Mm-hmm. and some like just like regular people in everyday life, people want to fit in.
Right.
So comedians want to fit in, immerse themselves with other comedians and be a comedian. Like I said, when I was a comedian, I didn't mind paying my dues because I was able to immerse myself in comedy to become a comedian, like learn it and do all this and that. But I did that without not trying to fit in. You know, and that's most people do it by trying to fit in and be likable and be a person that people can say, hey, that's my buddy or whatever. I did it with just being me, man. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, I can't help it, bro. I don't know what to do. I can't control you not liking a person that everybody else is saying they cool with, but you the only one that got a problem with. And I never did nothing to nobody to even come to a situation like that. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that might think that they might not like me for whatever reason. I don't know, but
I mean, but my thing is, everybody's not gonna like you.
Right, exactly.
And that's okay.
Exactly. That's definitely okay.
And as long as I'm doing me, you know, because let's just tell the truth. Outside of comedy, because what people forget is that one of the hardest genres is comedy. Like, you could, Frankie Beverly and Maze toured for 40 years without a new album.
Yeah.
The same song over and over. I was there. You know what I'm saying? I remember they did a show in San Antonio, like on a Wednesday. But I knew they was coming Dallas to Toyota's, you know, and so I came up here on Saturday, a whole different show. Yeah. But they was jamming, and I was like, now as a comedian, if I told that joke and one person in the room heard it, either they're gonna be irritated, they're gonna try to finish the joke. And I'm like, bro, you gotta give me room to grow. You gotta give this room, because sometimes, you know this, it takes 6 months to a year to build a solid set, like where you can work on that for a whole year. You know what I'm saying?
And most people will become fans. Most people will become fans of your jokes. You'll have them. You don't even have to be on stage. They'll be like, "Hey, I remember you was talking about." But that's one of the benefits of being a comedian and doing stand-up comedy is to create those memories, like you were saying earlier, and having people remember your jokes and remember some stuff that kind of stuck with them while you're performing, because you always want somebody to take something home with them. No matter if it's a T-shirt or if it's a joke or if it's just natural happiness and laughter throughout your show, you want them to take something home, you know. So, and that would be the biggest benefit is having other people that you don't probably remember, but they remember you. They like, hey, I remember I seen you perform at Hyenas in Fort Worth, or I remember I seen you perform at Arlington Improv or whatever, and that'd be like making my day. I'd be like, oh shoot. Man, that made my day, man. So now I really got to keep going. You know, I really got to keep doing comedy. It really inspired me. It really amped me up now. So that be like that fuel, you know, to the flames that's already there. You know, you just, and then even if it's another comedian that say, hey, man, I remember we worked together in Houston back in 2000 and whatever, man, you was killing it. And bro, it be stuff like that just be making my day, bro. I'll be like, oh, shoot, okay.
Feel good.
Yeah, now I got to keep doing comedy, bro. I know I got to keep writing and I got to keep doing it. And then sometimes you get stuck in a mindset to where you want to do the joke, their favorite joke. I know they're going to like this joke. That's their favorite joke, you know. But as a comedian, you got to just keep on just writing, just keep on developing material. It's hard for me as a comedian to present new jokes. It take a long time because I write a lot. So when I'm ready to present a joke, I gotta have been thinking about it for like at least 3 days in my mind.
So present it like on stage or like open mic?
On on stage, period. Even at an open mic, like it take me like I gotta build up that courage that I know for sure this joke is gonna land. Even though I practiced this joke, I wrote it because I write. Let's say I write like 10 jokes, and then the next day I write 10 more jokes, and then the next day I write 10 more jokes. So that's 30 jokes. And out of them 30 jokes, I'm only like probably thinking that I'll try one to three of those jokes out. And out of the 1 to 3 of those jokes out, I gotta build up the courage enough to know that this is gonna be a sustainable enough joke for me to keep carrying on into a new set. And that's what the difficult part with my writing style personally is that transitioning them jokes over to a new set and making them be sustainable. Yeah. Because I be having a hard time. When I do a joke, I want the eruption, the impact to be so hard. Like, I want the impact of the surprise or whatever the impact of the punchline to be. I want it to skyrocket through the roof and everybody to die laugh. Like, I just want people to just be on the floor. You know, black people will be running off and crying all on the ground, rolling. I want all that. So that's the jokes I'm going for. I got jokes that I can get, you know, like a ha-ha, oh, that's clever. I got jokes like that. But I want all the hard-hitting impact jokes. Yeah. All them. I want, basically they call those the closers. So I want a set list full of nothing but closers. All of them banging from beginning to end. And that's how I want it.
And it takes a while to build that.
Yeah. I did back when coronavirus is here, I did a whole 15-minute coronavirus set of nothing but fucking closers. They all was bangers. And then as time went by, the set got shorter and shorter because coronavirus started fading away. But man, bro, and that's because I had time. People wasn't coming out. People wasn't going to comedy shows. I only did during coronavirus. I did like 2 virtual shows. I hated them.
It's not the same,
bro. I hate them
because you don't have the people in front of you.
I hate them, bro. It's like being at an open mic and only your mama there.
So you brought up something that I wanted to deal with because again we talking to, you know, people don't understand the comedy grind. They don't understand the game, whatever. There are people who may have performed in arenas, different stages and stuff like that. Then there's people who was at a bar with 6 people. You know what I'm saying? I always say, and you tell me what you think, it's easy to perform in front of a big crowd, but it's hard to perform in front of 6 people that they right there in front of you. They're trying to watch the game. They're trying to drink a beer. They're trying to out-talk you, but it's almost like you getting your stripes there. You know what I'm saying? Could you speak on that for a minute? Because, you know, people think the big, don't get me wrong. I'm nothing wrong with big rooms. I pray to God that that's where I'm headed, but I'm not a fool. And I understand that sometimes them small rooms is where you get so good.
Well, you know, they call them small rooms like workout rooms. You basically, it's like you in the boxing gym. It's you versus them. You know, y'all boxing. I'm trying to make you laugh. I'm gonna try to give it all I got, and it's you versus them. And it is a little difficult to make a smaller crowd laugh. And then that's because you got only 6 different opinions. You know, when you're in a bigger audience, you got 100 or 200 or 300 different opinions, and they all going this way, and then you take them this way with your joke. So then they all
You know
what I'm saying? So that's the only difference with the small and the big crowds. But if you can't, or if you're not willing to do the small crowds, then how you really ready to be blessed with those big crowds? You know, if you're not really willing to go out and do those smaller crowds and whatnot. I know I did them for like 5 years. I was like grinding,
paying your dues.
Yeah, paying my dues. Yeah. So, and But yeah, so and then it made me better. You know, we had a spot out in Dallas called Legends.
What? What? First of all, you got to go to the was it Applebee's right next to the Legends first. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta catch the fights first.
That's gotta catch the fight
Applebee's.
first. Yeah, because I think Celebrity was doing an open mic over there at one time.
That's when it was the hardest.
Okay.
Yeah, Celebrity, Black Run did it. Miss Cotton did it. Comedian Miss Cotton did it. Celebrity did it. Anastasia did it. So like everybody was.
I forgot about.
Yeah, everybody was running that room. But I would say, in my opinion, it was harder when Celebrity had it and probably Black Run had it. But when Celebrity had it, bro, it was ridiculous, bro.
I forgot Black Ron's up in Dallas.
Huh?
I forgot Black Ron is up in Dallas.
Yeah. He's from
that dude
Dallas.
is funny as hell,
Black
dog.
Run's from Dallas. Shout out Black Run, bro.
That dude is funny as hell, man.
Black Run and Celebrity and Miss Cotton and Anastasia. Shout out all y'all. But yeah, man, when Celebrity had Legends, man, when I say it was a hard, but it made me tough because I ain't gonna lie, I probably only did bad at Legends twice. I can count hands down. You probably can. Celebrity can vouch for me because once I figured out how it go, because I was new as a comedian, so once I figured out how it go, then I fucking adapted. I didn't mean to cuss. I'm sorry. I mean I freaking adapted. I freaking adapt. I'm sorry, bleep that out, though. Please bleep that out. But yeah, but once I figured out how it went, I adapted to the situation and where I was placed, and then I did great because Celebrity is a good teacher at this. Just me watching him on stage and how he interacting with his audience, being the host of the show, I kind of learned a lot from him. So when I first went up, I went with a different approach. I went with like a more like subtle approach and kind of nervous approach. Actually, my first time. And I didn't do well because they kind of felt the nervousness in you.
It's a tough room, though.
The audience can feel the nervousness in you. But the next following time I went, I still was kind of a little nervous, but I was learning from what I was visioning from Celebrity and how he was controlling the audience. Even though the audience was everywhere, at the bar, back there with the DJ, and over here playing dominoes. They were playing dominoes in Legends, man.
Yeah.
So like they had all these distractions in there, bro, and Celebrity was able to like still like control that environment. And me learning it from Celebrity, like honest shout out to Celebrity for real. Me learning it from him and how he handled that situation, it allowed me to come back those following weeks and be able to destroy. I ain't never been scared of Legends ever since then.
I like that,
bro. And it's just like me being able to look at other comedians as a student and not as, oh, I think they better than me, or well, you know, like with a envious heart, you know, instead of envious heart, a more like a student type heart.
You know, it's funny because I too have watched like Celebrity
for sure.
JJ from the SIP.
Oh, he does it well too.
Oh, that dude is so...
Anastasia does it well.
And see, I need to reach out to her before I go back to San Antonio. Yeah. The thing about it is when some of them people are so dope, and unfortunately, because some people don't have that gift, instead of them learning, sometimes people will hate on them. Mm-hmm. And I'm not talking about them in particular, but I'm saying in general.
Yeah.
Because like I know my superpower is I don't care. Like that's really my superpower. Because like there are times where the jokes ain't hitting, but I don't care. I'm having so much fun, and they'll start laughing. Yeah, they'll start like this nigga crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like I said a joke one time, and it was a funny joke. I thought it was funny, and basically, somebody gonna try to steal it, but it's on my album. So if you steal it, I got records. Right. But I was talking about how black people are always late. Like if you say I'm in the shower, they know they still in the bed. They say they're on their way, they getting dressed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then what I said was that's how I knew Jesus was black. Yeah. I said because he been coming for 2,000 years, he still ain't showed up.
That's funny.
And the room was like, did he just say that? I was like, yeah. And I said, oh, that bothered you? Yeah. And she started laughing. She said, what's wrong with you? Yeah. She literally yelled at me. Yeah. She don't, boy, when I tell you that, just, and then everybody started laughing.
That's it. That's the
because
way.
I really don't care. So when I was doing, and I'm brand new up here, and that was my first time meeting Celebrity or whatever, What was that? The club you just talked about.
Legends.
And I'm sitting in there, and I've been there before, like on bike night when he's smoking cigars and stuff. Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is a different room. I've heard about South Dallas, right? So I ain't gonna lie, I was a little taken aback. Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you what I did. It was almost like I took a fuck it pill. Yeah. Because I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I went on stage with a level of arrogance, and then somebody tried to heckle me, which was right up my alley. Thank you, brother. I know. Because you don't understand.
You saved me.
Yeah, you just saved me. Because I was already scared. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not scared, but nervous. And I, and they started laughing. I said, got the ass. You know what I'm saying? And then I went on with my little set, and I got off sstage. Yeah. And celebrities like, oh, he was really funny. I was like, and this is what I turned around and said, yeah, nigga. And everybody just fell out laughing. Because I'm like, you know, that's just, as comedians, right? Like we were talking about this earlier. As comedians, you got to have a level of arrogance. You know what I'm saying? Not arrogance like I'm better than you, but like, oh, you think I can't make you laugh?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you gotta have some swagger about
it. I like that better. That's better than what I said.
You gotta have some swagger. You gotta go up there with confidence, man, because the audience can read you, man. Just like you reading the audience, they reading you. I read my audience every show. I gotta peek my head in there and see how many white people in there, how many Mexicans we got. Okay. I gotta peek my head and check it out. So just like you peeping them out, they peeping you out, and they can peep out. And if you confident, they can peep out if you're nervous. They can peep out if it's like your first couple times doing it. They can read you. So yeah, that was a prime example of reading the audience and being prepared and ready for the situation.
I'm gonna tell you a little secret I learned from when I was in the church. Yeah, when I was in the church, you know, most people know I was a preacher. Like a preacher pastor for over 20 years. I don't do no church, nothing. Right? Yeah. But what I used to do is if I had to preach, I would watch the parking lot. I would watch what kind of cars pulled up. If I saw Cutlasses or, you know, BMWs, if I saw a bunch of rims with speakers banging, I'm like, I got to switch this up.
Right.
I do the same thing with comedy. I sit in my car. If the show starts at 7 o'clock, I normally get there about 6:15, and I just sit in my car and I just watch people. Now I'm going over my jokes, for sure. But I'm watching. Oh, they argue.
Yeah.
I need to remember them when.
Red dress. Okay,
red dress. Okay, they argue. Okay. So he said, okay, they're gonna be tough, and then you get there like, oh, they sit in the front row. Got them. Yeah. Got them.
No, that's a good point because I do that too. It's called people watching. That's what I learned that from. A comedian out in Houston named Blame the Comic. Shout out my boy Blame the Comic. Yeah. Shout out my boy Blame the Comic. Yeah, that's my boy right there. That's my dog. Yeah, I learned that.
And let me say this: Houston gonna be next month.
Okay.
So I definitely need to reach out to him.
Yeah,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Blame the Comic. Yeah. Tell him your boy KG sent you. Yeah. But yeah, that's my boy, man. But yeah, I learned people watching from Blame the Comic. Yeah, he did a joke about people watching, and me just observing him as a comedian saying he people watch made me be like, oh shoot, that would be another outlet for me to go get more material.
Right.
So like that's spot on, bro. Like that's like I said, bro, I'm a student of the game, bro. I'm a learner, bro. I'm not gonna copy you. I'm gonna learn it. I'm gonna go and study it. I'm gonna go see what people watching really is.
I mean, but my thing is the crossover, everybody does it.
Right.
But
everybody do it different.
But who did it like Iverson?
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying?
I know, right?
Who did like, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like, all right, people dunk, but who dunked like Vince Carter?
Who put it under their legs?
Come on. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, okay, if I'm quick to tell people, hey man, I saw what you did. I'm taking it.
Yeah.
Not your jokes, but if you did a style or something like I said, I watch. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of Earthquake.
Okay.
And just because he reminds me of my uncles and the way he talked, my Uncle Alfred and stuff. And I find myself, I can't watch Earthquake a week to 2 weeks before I do a show.
Right.
Because I'm going to sound too much like this dude.
Right.
It's going to be my jokes. Right. But his cadence and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? It's the same way. Another thing with Ali Sadiq, he does storytelling like in such a brilliant way. I'm like, bro, how do you do that? Like, how you come with these specials like this, like that? Mm-hmm. But as you said earlier, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't believe in writing no more.
Exactly.
You know, and listen, I'm not against crowd work. I'm not. But sometimes everybody's not designed for crowd work. There's some comedians that are killing it right now.
Right.
Like they are so good and they bounce off each other. But everybody can't do crowd work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So do you think the art of writing is gone from comedy? Because old cats used to walk around with the, you know what I'm saying, the book and everything. You know, do you think that art form is gone now?
Yeah, the old comedians who used to, but you know they got technology now. They put all it in their phone.
Guilty.
But I think, for the most part, the comedians I talk to, they appear to be right, or they say they right. And so, I mean, I don't know if I just know what I do. I still write, and I'm always write because that's just a form of release for me. Like I just want to write, and like if I got a problem about that something happened throughout the day, I'm gonna write about it and I'm gonna put it in a joke form.
You ever went back and looked at some of your old notes?
Yeah,
and like, oh, I haven't did that one.
Yeah. And sometimes I'll be like, oh, this shit was horrible.
Yeah.
Why did I even write this?
Guilty. So listen. I gotta ask you before we close out. Are you married?
No, I'm not married.
Okay, so here's a question.
That's a plus to being a comedian. Like you should wait to get married if you really like fully committed to comedy. Because most people don't understand the financial ups and downs of being a real touring and traveling stand-up comedy.
Speak on it.
Yeah, so like if a woman, and most women now generation definitely probably wouldn't understand. So I say like if you are a comedian, you probably want to wait or find somebody that's in the same genre, and that way y'all can be separate but still together type. But yeah.
No, listen, bro. When I tell you own it right now, because it's not even really just about the money.
Yeah,
it's the mental.
The mental, yeah, it's exactly.
Because one of the reasons, first of all, I'm a jerk. I am. I admit it. But one of the things that's hard for me as a comedian to date somebody because I am committed to this.
Right.
Like I'm married to comedy.
And if I say a joke about you and you, my bad.
I mean, I'm married to this comedy thing. So when I tell people, like, you know, women say, if you broke, just say so. I'm broke. Mm-hmm. You know, why? Because I just went and bought some new cameras.
Right.
Look, I'm broke because I just bought I
invested into my, they don't understand.
Okay. And before we go, I got to ask you this because I see you do it. Mm-hmm. How important is it for you to invest in you? Because I see so many people that's waiting for somebody else to bless them. And I'm like, bro, even the Bible says faith without works is dead.
It's dead, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're not working, you know what I'm saying? Like the first man on earth had a job.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Before God he gave him a woman, he had a job,
exactly.
Dude.
And God, and I'm not speaking for God, but in my own personal situation, I feel God would not help me if I help myself. You know, because he wants you to excel. He wants you to do good. You not helping yourself is saying you're giving up, and he don't want you to give up. So like me not helping myself is me saying, you know, I don't want you to help me either. I don't want you to bless me. I don't want nothing from you. You know, and me helping myself is saying I'm gonna do as much as I can, and now he give me that little when I can't reach the top. He give me that little when I'm helping myself.
Yeah.
So like.
Come on, man. Come on.
It like investing in yourself is super important. Like I invested in myself before I started doing comedy. I went LLC Komedian KG, and I grew into that. I grew into Komedian KG. I said, man, ain't no possible way I'm finna pay this money in LLC and do all this work to establish this LLC company and let it fade away or not put my all into it. So first thing is I gotta become funny first. I can't take this nowhere if I'm not funny. I don't have a product. I gotta have a product. So be funny and create the product. And then once you create the product, then now you gotta sell the product. You know, you gotta sell it, you gotta promote it. Now I got what they call it, free promotion and free marketing through social media and Instagram and TikTok, and I can free market now. So that's why I'm always on social media. I'm always marketing. I'm always posting something or something is being posted in my regards. So once you get the product and you market the product and you're selling the product by being on stage, once once you go on stage and do a show, that's when you start selling the product. Because then now you saying that I got this product, and now if you want it at your event or at your family reunion or at your 4th of July event, if you want this product, get me while you got a chance, or talk to me after the show and let's network. And you selling the product. Because that's how I get a lot of my work is people book me after a show and say, oh, I'm doing a 4th of July thing for my family over here. I want you to come over here. Can I get your contact so we can talk about, how much you'll charge me and blah, 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 blah.
So that also means that you don't just get off stage and leave.
No. I get off stage and network. I get off stage and talk, and I get off stage and sit there and be seen and talk to people and be nice and say thank you for coming and appreciate their spending their time with me because they have jobs that they got to go to in the morning.
Man, boy,
and all this. If you don't care about the people, your customers and the people you trying to sell your product to, ain't nobody gonna care. That's why I say you got to be likable, and that's just being a good business person, bro. Like you're not gonna. Well, they do it in fast food, but not speaking on fast. But you're not gonna give somebody a product and say, "Go on." You're gonna show them how to do it. You're gonna show them how to work the product, or tell them about the product, or explain the product, or talk about the product. You're just not gonna give them something and just leave. Like you gotta be there. You gotta network. You gotta build a relationship, build rapport with these people. Because like I said, some of these gigs that I've been getting turn into corporate gigs. Some of these corporate gigs turn into long-lasting gigs for years to come. So like it could be somebody that tell you to come to a family reunion. It could be somebody at the family reunion that got a corporate business. Then that corporate business now wants you to come to their corporate business every year. And then you come into their corporate business meeting, you probably meet somebody else that wants you to come to their business that's out of town. It's like a big networking spider web that you can take control over or take advantage of. You can take advantage of. And
I like that.
And use it to be a successful comedian. Because just because you're not rich and famous or you're not on TV, if God gave you a gift and you doing it with the sole purpose that God gave it to you and you being appreciative and respecting God giving you the gift, then you're already successful.
You know what I'm loving is you're not just talking about the stage, you're talking about the business.
Yes.
And a lot of things that comedians don't understand is there is a business side to this.
Yeah.
There's a side to this where you have to learn the business.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, when I'm talking to a promoter, if I'm talking to a club owner, I can be like, well, hey, I'm going to bring you X to X, it's 2 drink minimum. The club, well, I sold it out. It was 150 room.
Right.
Each drink was $10 a piece. Yep. So that means these the figures. And you want to give me $30?
Yeah.
Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, but people don't.
That's how you talk your worth.
Bruh. And see what it is. Some people, they're so quick to want to be on the flyer. And I tell people, I want my name on the check.
Flyer don't make you funny. Like if you if you not funny, you should definitely be on the flyer.
That's a shirt. A flyer don't make you funny.
Yeah, no, for real, bro. A flyer don't make you funny, bro. Like if you so antsy about being on, I remember, but I ain't gonna cap. I wanted to be on the flyer, too. But also, I was always working on my comedy, bro. I was always working, bro. So I was trying to be deserving of being on the flyer, And then what more so is I was trying to be deserving of people knowing my name because people didn't want to say my name right. They didn't want to respect my LLC. You know how because it's an LLC. So when I say Komedian KG, that's how you pronounce it when you announcing me on stage. Most people say KG the comedian. They'll say my real name, Kerry Gibson. They say everything but that, So and sometimes it be intentional, just because they hate the thought of me having it, But if you put the work in, bro, you good, bro. You gonna be smooth sailing. If you put the work in and you in your lane, you smooth sailing. You ain't got nothing to worry about.
So let me ask this right here before we get up out of here, because you got all kinds of stuff. 2018, using a film called Never Going Back.
For sure.
Directed by Augustine Fritzell, if I'm saying it right.
Fritzell,
that's her name. Featured on Flip and Move, multiple appearances. Yeah. You've been doing your thing, right?
Yeah.
So I got a question for you, and don't ask me why, but I asked you earlier if you were single. I always ask people this question because I'm stupid. I ask stupid questions. You at a girl's house for the first time. You had to pick her up. She is getting dressed. As she's coming out, she's looking good. She, you know, y'all ready to go. You spot a big old roach on the wall. And it looks like it's about to take off.
Yeah.
What's your next move, dog?
Sure.
You gonna ignore it? You gonna tell her? What?
I'm a comedian, bro. I can't ignore it. I'm a roast. I'm a fire her ass up, bro. I'm gonna fire her ass up, bro, and I'm gonna tell her don't be bringing the roaches in my car. And the whole trip, bro. I ain't gonna say the whole trip, but most of the trip, bro, I'm gonna recall that roach situation probably like 2 or 3 times, bro.
That's
like,
what.
She gonna probably be mad at me and say that's the worst date ever, but bro, if the shoe was on the other foot and I had a roach and then the girl started roasting me, then we just gonna be roasting me. Cause I'm gonna be roasting myself too. Like it's gonna be like we gonna have fun about it. But but yeah, I'm gonna definitely say something, bro. I'm gonna fire up because I got a whole bunch of roach jokes. It was like my earlier career being a comedian. I had so many roach jokes. Bro. It's crazy.
I love it.
Bro, that's crazy, bro.
No, and I, you know, again,
yeah,
I don't know why that's part of the show.
That's funny.
But I know comedians. We say what's on our mind.
Bro,
we say what's on our mind. I appreciate you for coming through. And you know what I'm saying? I can't wait to just see what God has for you. Because what you said earlier, I ain't gonna never forget. God is my booking agent.
The thing about being the trailblazer, you're gonna smell like smoke.
Going city to city, we turning corners. When you a trailblazer smelling like smoke, pay attention to the jokes.